Well, right now we're going to talk to the man, the reason why we traveled to Kids Camp, the reason we're at Morgan's Wonderland Camp. Gordon Hartman is joining us right now. You're a San Antonio native, right?
I am. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank y'all so much for being here. Thanks for coming to San Antonio, the greatest city in the nation.
Oh, are you kidding? Yeah, no, thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for having us.
By the way, Mr. Hartman, you will hear another voice in your head. That is Big Al Mack.
Hello, Mr. Hartman.
He's right.
Oh, okay. I thought I was maybe had too much coffee this morning.
You are not hallucinating.
Okay.
He's back. He's back
I
in
didn't
our home
see
studio.
you.
So tell us why this all started with a theme park, right?
It did. Back in 2006, my wife and I and Morgan were on a trip together, and we noticed where Morgan did not have an opportunity to interact in some play with some children in a pool, not because they were mean children, but they simply didn't know how to interact with her because of her verbal ability. And so even though she wanted to play, she wasn't able to. And that really just stuck with us as well. Yeah. Where could we go? And we couldn't find a lot of good places for her to go where she could interact and do things. And so the thought was, why don't we look and see if we can build a place where we can bring those with and without special needs together and play in the same theme park, if you will.
Yeah.
And so we didn't know if the idea would work. We started talking to people, found enormous interest in wanting to do it. And so in 2007, started working on the plans. 2008, started planning it more aggressively. 2009, building it. And 2010, opening it. And since then, 2.7 million people have come through from all 50 states. As a matter of fact, we've only been open 45 days this year at Morgan's Wonderland, and already 46 of the 50 states have been represented already.
Whoa. That is wild.
Fantastic.
I mean, the special needs community is coming from all over the place.
But the thing is, but the thing is that it's not a special needs park. It's for everybody to enjoy. It's a place of inclusion. It's where those with and without special needs come together. We're not only fully inclusive, but we're ultra accessible, meaning no matter how acute your special need may be, you can do anything anyone else can do.
That is so cool.
And Morgan is your daughter?
Morgan is my daughter. Mm-hmm. She'll be 30 in September.
Wow.
Which is hard to believe that she's growing up so fast. But she's a wonderful, wonderful young lady who, even though she has to deal with some cognitive issues every day and also some physical special needs that she always has a smile on her face. She always wants to reach out. And that was really why just watching her and her desire to want to be included brought about why we are so much about inclusion, about bringing everyone together.
What was your background before this? Were you like in construction or something like that?
I was.
Okay, so that helped out a lot with what you were doing, right?
Well, yeah, it did. I never had built a park before, and I never built a camp before, and a water park, and the other things that we've done. That wasn't on my resume. But I was in the home building business, land development business, and also had a mortgage company, title company, and other companies. And I had the opportunity to sell those back in 2005. And I knew at that time, I was 41 at the time, and I knew that where I wanted to spend the second half of my life was helping individuals with special needs. And the reason is this. Morgan is one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
Morgan has all the doctors. She has a therapist. She has a great caregiver. She has a great place to live. She has 2 loving parents. Many times that's the exception to the rule. Many individuals with special needs don't have what they need. Our job is to try to give them a fun place. And now as we expand what we're doing, we also want to help them in the medical, therapeutic, and other areas as well. So as I tell people, we're just getting started. There's so much need out there. Because 15% of the population has some form of special need.
Yeah.
1 billion people worldwide. We need to start putting focus on this, and that's what we're about.
Mm-hmm. So the theme park, you got the water park, and now where we're at right now, we have a full-on camp with cabins and trails and a fire pit and activities.
You haven't seen anything yet, guys.
I know.
You just got here.
We're getting after it today.
Yeah, I mean, you got a 13-story zip line out here that anybody can go on. No matter
That's
what
amazing.
your condition. Yeah, and we got a challenge course that you can be 22 feet in the air, visually impaired or cognitively impaired or in a wheelchair, and be right next to a friend of yours doing exactly the same thing they're doing on that challenge course. So what we try to do is get outside the box, if you will, and develop opportunities so that whatever we do is for 100% of the population, not just for 85% of the population. It's for everybody to enjoy.
Horses are out here too. I saw some of that.
We have horses, we have pigs, we have donkeys.
Oh, wow.
We have chickens.
This is so
And
cool.
this camp opened up a year ago?
2 years.
2 years
May 8th
ago?
will be 2 years already.
Wow.
And the first year was kind of slow because remember that was still a little bit COVID.
Yeah.
A little bit. So we kind
Yeah.
of started, stop. But this year we're going full force. We plan to see about 6,000 campers this year. As y'all know, we have 20 cabins and we can sleep just a little under 600 people here. And the facility in here, of course, can hold over 700 people. So we wanted to make this camp to where we could operate numerous camps at one time and also accommodate any need. Plus, we have a 4,500 square foot medical facility here that allows for us to ensure that no matter how acute someone's special need may be, how close we need to watch them from a medical perspective, we've got everything right here on site.
We even
really
saw
thought of
sheriffs.
everything.
There were sheriffs here.
Yeah, we got lots of cops. We knew you were coming. And so, yeah,
you did a background check?
Yeah, we did, and they were told us. And so, yeah, there's a lot of security around here because of you.
It's cool how excited. Thank you. You know, sometimes you got to do that. you know?
I'm sorry for being so honest.
I'm a
but-
troublemaker.
Yeah.
I love how wheelchair accessible everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
one of our kids even noticed it. She's like, I can't get over. I don't have to struggle through any doorway, anything.
There are 137 different door openers here to ensure that individuals who are in wheelchairs can get in independently. We
Wow.
want someone to be able to come here. Matter of fact, we had a camp here last year where everyone was in a wheelchair and they were on their own, if you will. And they could get around Morgan's Wonderland camp totally on their own. That's what we want to do. That's what we think about when we go out and develop anything new, and there's more to come. We think about how do we ensure everybody can be independent and do exactly what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it. And if they want to join in with others, fine. If they don't have to. But it's about everybody having their own opportunity. And that's what we're trying to change things to bring more inclusion, to bring about a cultural change in the thought process of how we think.
And
Yeah.
this is why we have our charity Kids. It's the same.
Yeah,
We want that. We want
exactly.
these kids to feel included. We want them
Yeah.
to see other kids like them and know that everything's going to be okay.
That's why having you on here is so cool, because what we do and what y'all do, I mean, we're true partners. No
Yeah.
question about that.
But you're meant to be doing what you're doing. And
Yeah, this is, I don't really consider what I have as a job, because
Yeah.
I have great, wonderful people. You've met many of the folks here this morning that
Yep.
work with our organization, and we just have wonderful people. People come to work and do what we do, not as a job, but as truly a passion and a desire to want to make a difference in the world. And that's what I think, if we can continue to do what we do at the momentum that we have enormous opportunity to make a true change, just like you guys are doing.